Yeah, I mean,
who knows?
There's a lot of options here. It's going to be the Draven.
All right, Aiming.
Emboldened here, and the games they have won with this Tristana have been around early skirmishes.
So it says a lot for how that win rate has expanded.
We saw this last time.
Oh dear.
And here comes BDD.
Yeah, Oner is going to be here as well, but Counter-Strike does come down. Kane's a little bit late to this as Cuzz is going to flash away. BDD's now in trouble as Ace going to flash the jump, and Oner is looking for it, but BDD flashes away as well. Do we have any flashes left available? The answer is no from Oner. It gets impossible for Jax, right? Like, Jax first 3 levels, you're like, yeah, I'm dominating, everything's great, but then it really does go wrong, and that's without this first blood double buff situation to come in. It looked so good for T1.
That Zeus Counter-Strike, where he actually left struck and like buffered the Counter-Strike into the double, was so beautiful, but it ultimately isn't going to be enough, and he already just channels the back. He's like, this is doomed, and they will get that first blood. KT fans really feeling point allows them to delay. Oh,
Faker could be in a lot of trouble. There's the flash, the buster shot, and he gets the kill with the last auto. BDD with the soul.
This game, let's see if Kiin can survive. This does have ult and flash.
Yeah, ult and flash up and available. He's going to press that dominus now, but T1 are just piling in. That's going to be the crash down, and that should just be the kill.
Here with finally T1 finding a cross map. But let's watch BDD here. Flash coming back online, and he thinks he has an angle here for the play. Stacks up this charge, flashes for the buster. Got him, he says, and that he did, as this is going to be the trigger to kill Kiin here on the top side.
Yeah, they're going to be able to take him down pretty comfortably. And meanwhile, in live, the Solar Flare going to come through. The immediate punishment of Zeus is, does he have it? No, he doesn't. That's the slice. That's the dice.
Play here top side. After Kiin did get dove there, he comes up here. Zeus wants to get that final plate and some additional gold, potentially. And Oner's top side, but not close enough. Lehends comes in here, Solar Flare after the Zenith Blade to guarantee that Kiin's going to pick this one up. And Aiming, yeah, left alone, but there's no punish.
Top lane as Keria is alongside him. There's the Glacial Prison. It's going to interrupt the back there from Kiin, who's going to slice and dice and try to get within flash range, and does flash just about picture perfectly, but still it's not going to be enough.
Stun and get taken out. And Poby,
yeah, he's
with others, Smash as well.
Exactly, Smash here as well. So the whole, they can get rid of the Jax if he does come in. Nature's Grasp to come down. Shelly is going to get stolen by Oner actually, and he collects the eye as BDD. He does have the jump now down, immediate buster shot to try and get him out of there. As the Whirling Death does a lot of damage. Zeus gonna be taken down as now BDD diving on top of Gumayusi. That is a beautiful killer instinct to get him out of there.
But they watch BDD, how he has to play bodyguard because he knows Zeus is over there. And even when this ult comes down, BDD's like, no, I know that Zeus is coming. I'm going to wait to Buster Shot him away. Eventually kind of loses his patience here, and Buster Shots him into Kiin, who is subsequently instantly blown up. And they end up trading this for Zeus here, and Cuzz does have a really nice push forward here to catch that second player. But watch in this fight how much Guma offers. He did not go AP, went for the Kraken Slayer. His damage in this pretty insane, cleanses as well. And the ultimate there from him is going to get him in.
They are going to put down the Rift Herald, and now the Nature's Grasp is flying forward. Zeus looking for the angle onto Aiming. He does have Cleanse. There's a Magnet Storm to dive into the backline. Great counter-strike there from Zeus, as already the Crocodile is being taken down, but double 80 carries are wailing onto Zeus, who leap strikes his way out. The Dragon is forgotten, and now it's a 4 versus 5. And Zeus, he can go back, he can teleport back into the fight. The Emperor's Divide is massive. Aiming's going to flash immediately afterwards, though, as the Bramble Smash is good. Faker goes down, but Aiming is going to fall, and the blades are not. They're going to remain blue, and most of them are in the river now as well. BDD does manage to take down Gumayusi, but he is going to have to vacate the area as Cuzz gives himself up to try and save Lehends. It's valiant, but it doesn't quite work, and BDD just teleports into the top lane. He'll try and take what he can.
Yeah, he's going to grab a turret and some minions here, but in this game, and it's a very messy fight, but it all starts off with Zeus having a fantastic Counter-Strike angle here, and T1 very late to show up in this fight, but drop the Herald in, so there's added pressure there. Kiin goes down instantly here, and BDD's positioning here with Aiming is going to be fantastic if they can get a reset, but they're unable to do so, and Zeus just gets to walk it off here after having such a great start to the fight. And then Faker, Emperor's Divide's in here. Aiming has to flash out. He's lost half of his health, and then guess what? Teleport flank from Zeus, who has that extra advantage. And then when he comes back in here, yes, BD survives, but he's not able to get the resets he's looking for fast enough. Aiming is down, and then Cuzz just sacrifices himself to get Lehends out of here. Really good fight for T1. Tons of money on this Jax now. And T1...
This one, as KT are just going to move over and start off this Baron.
Draven Tristana, you know, they have
teleport.
the Nature's Grasp. I think this is a good angle here for KT.
See whether they can actually take it as Lehends in position, wants to make sure that Oner can't get towards the pit. The Jax is now moving up. T1 need to try to push them away. And they will get them out of the pit, actually. Zeus not... They make sure that KT are completely nervous, and then they're out of after things went wrong at level 1. Remember, like, KT had started off in a pretty good position as Cuzz goes in. They think they may have caught out Oner, and maybe they just have as he flashes, tries to get out of the way. The Magnus Storm is just gorgeous as Bdd gets rid of Keria, but it might be the cash-in for Aiming. He does get it, but in the meantime,
it doesn't matter.
Gumayusi gets a cash-in of his own, and Zeus is just destroying the base. So grabs Aiming, you manage to get a bunch of money. T1 are going to grab a Baron, they're going to grab bits of your base as well.
Gotta get Zeus here, maybe.
Oh dear. Lehends gonna try and turn it as best he can as Aiming. Not sure what he can do here as they put up the Emperor's Divide. Kiin gonna go golden. There's the flash out from Aiming. He's trying to juggle these blades. Kiin! And then goes Kiin! He manages to find one, but it's a double for Faker.
Being to that Baron fight is actually caught by Keria, and this is the beginning of the fight. So they go onto Oner, pull him back here. Nature's Grasp is there. Guma cleanses, and then when he goes to the follow-up, yoink! Keria gotcha!
Keria.
And Bdd just can't get that reset, so then can't get out of this fight. Tries to flash and kite back, but Oner is too tanky, and that is the beginning of the end. As Kiin, he has some fancy footwork here. He has an incredible moment. Lehends is trying to buy time with his Eclipse into stun here, but the teleport comes through from Faker. Kiin gets caught by this, but then at level 15, tries to make a super outplay here with Aiming, goes in for the stun, gets the kill, but it won't ultimately matter as Faker cleans it up, and T1 have ultimate map control now.
Yeah, this is devastating because the Baron just fell down as well. Had a massive gold lead, is moving towards 8,000. Glacial Prison going to be eaten by Bdd as he bounces away, but this inhibitor not going to be so lucky. Doesn't have a rocket jump, unfortunately. Inhibitors would be weird if they did. And KT, okay, Solar Flare is going to connect. That's going to break a crown. That means that they don't have that cooldown now to work with. Bdd once again having to rocket jump away from these structures that they would prefer that stay up. But it's not going to happen here as Oner may have been caught out of position yet again. Taking a little bit of damage here as Whirling Death does fly through, and Lehends is the one credited with that one, but he's still going to go down. A 1-for-1, I guess the trade in favor of KT.
Yeah, I mean, Oner has gotten out of so many of these situations with his Aftershock. This time he's not going to. And they have the damage here, KT, to defend these Nexus turrets here, but ultimately still 2 inhibitors down. And KT, what's the next step here? I mean, you could defend the base, so you need to wipe T1 somehow, and killing the Sejuani is a good start, but it's not enough.
Well, wait for T1 to take a Cloud Soul and then hope that your Nexus turrets don't fall down, and then flip for an Elder. Maybe that's it, as the Baron is still here. That is 3 inhibitors, like you say. And there is 5 minutes on that line.
The only thing that could impress me more than T1 winning this series as massive underdogs is KT coming back to winning this 5th game now.
Yeah, true.
That's the only thing that could leave me more impressed. And yeah, you trade support for Sejuani here, which will, of course, basically KT have to set up a really bad fight and let one of these waves.
His GA now complete. Aiming has his as well, but I don't know.
Just pushing it.
Really going to mean as Cuzz down to 50% once again. They look for an angle. Glacial Prison going to connect onto Kiin. He's down to his GA as the Nature's Grasp comes in. Lehends trying to get a lockdown as there is Faker going down. Emperor's Divide already come through, and look at the raid boss. Zeus is going to go golden with his Zhonya's Aiming. Still free hitting in this one, and Bdd is still alive as well. It is a trade of 1-for-1 once again.
Yeah, and still technically alive, but you need more than this, as Kiin here is going to absorb the brunt of this. The Nature's Grasp after the Solar Flare is pretty fantastic. Notice the damage coming here from Aiming is enough here to burst Faker down, and then this counter-strike here from Zeus is what really helps save T1's opportunity to continue to push this. Probably should, you know, decide to back out here, and ultimately he's in the bot lane pushing it already.
Yeah, and there is the Glacial Prison once again. They just sweep the floor with him. Cuzz is going to go down also. Aiming going to flash immediately, and 2 280 carries and a crocodile. That is all KT has to try and stop at least Zeus, but also the rest of T1 from just destroying these Nexus turrets. And I think T1 may have done it once again. It's a 5-game series, and once again, they're the team that comes out on top. Unless that Whirling Death does way more than I expect, but it does not. Aiming's doing some damage here to Gumayusi, but the Nexus is the one that's going to go down, and T1, the underdogs from 5th place, now up against 1st place. They take the win and stay in the upper bracket of playoffs.
T1 were struggling to break a 50% win rate there at the end of the season. Faker, massively injured. He's out. Poby comes in. The team goes on a massive losing streak. They still guarantee playoffs, but they're coming in as one of our weaker seeds against KT, who dominated them back-to-back in both telecom wars and were the massive favorites tonight. And every single game was one-sided in this series, but better top wins. And Zeus, he's been criticized in best of fives. He has choked before, but he did not tonight. And
T1
absolutely reliant on their one rock, the one consistent player they had in that D+ series. And this team looked way better tonight than they did yesterday. And it seems like every single series they've played since Faker's return, they get stronger and stronger. And no one would have predicted them to win tonight. T1 fans would support, but even in their heart of hearts, they must have known that this was going to be an almost impossible task. But they proved they could do it. Unbelievable win. No, I cannot believe it.
No, I can't believe it either. I think that KT, they were bound to trip up at some point, but this is not where I was expecting it to happen, right? They were on their largest winning streak of series that the organization had ever been on. And now, as soon as they enter their first best of 5 of playoffs, unfortunately, it is all going to come tumbling down. Thankfully, they are not completely out just yet. Is Gumayusi going to punch us all? And an absolutely amazing game number 5. I loved the draft as well. I feel like T1 kept it cool, calm, and collected, had a draft that was still cohesive. I like the idea on KT's side, but we saw from that mid-game onwards, it just felt like the T1 inevitability was creeping in with the lack of cash-in. Aiming being on a champion that's reliant on getting a kill and not dying in a game number 5 of a best of 5 series, that's one heck of a test. And unfortunately, not one that he passed in this game.
Yeah, unfortunately not. T1, they're a team that has the caliber of players that can stand on the stage at Worlds Finals. They have multiple times. This team has multiple world titles under Faker's belt, and each and every roster he's given that he's shaped has had its strengths, it's had its successes, its ups and downs. And Zeus pointing up because right now it's starting to feel like T1 might be heading back towards the upside here with this roster. Everyone's saying, okay, this roster is breaking up after the season. There's no way they keep it together. Are they even going to make it through the Worlds qualifiers? I mean, those